Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're following the story that you've been covering. Former President Donald Trump indicted on felony charges for trying to overturn the 2020 election. The former president is due in court tomorrow. We're going to tell you what's next and what it means for the 2024 race. We've got team coverage. Also, an inspiring small business big impact story. A Texas restaurant owner with a mission to help young people at risk. We're going to have those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
Ahead in our next hour, GMSA, a man in Bandera County who was out on probation is now facing murder charges. The latest in the case and what neighbors are saying. And the new school year is coming up fast. How teachers are working to avoid burnout through the next 9 months or so. And if burnout wasn't enough, schools across the U.S. dealing with teacher shortages. What districts are doing to ease pressure before the new year even starts. And checking traffic right now, the sun is slowly coming up over 35 and St. Mary's. We'll be back. Right now on GMSA, as San Antonio reels from the heat and lack of rainfall, SAWS is considering new ideas to punish people who are wasting water. What that means for you.
And former President Donald Trump being criminally charged, accused of alleged widespread efforts to overturn results of the 2020 election. What experts are saying about it this morning and what comes next.
And outside with live cam is if 104 is your lucky number, you're about to see that in spades across the forecast in the coming days.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. We made it to Hump Day. It is Wednesday, August 2nd.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us and happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's Mark's birthday and I wish I could have brought you cooler weather, but I don't have that kind of power.
I understand completely. Let's check in with another raging Leo on the Zodiac chart whose birthday is tomorrow, and that would be Mike Osterhage.
And yeah, even doing the weather and talking about I can't bring in anything different than what it is right now. So if you're in town visiting, this is a little bit, I know it's usually hot in San Antonio, but this is definitely on the unusual side. We're averaging about 5, 6, 7 degrees above the normal high right now. And you can almost see the start of the morning glow there from the sunrise. Sun's not going to be coming up for almost an hour, though. 85 is what it feels like here in town. 86 Canyon Lake and 85 down there. Stinson, mid to upper 70s is what it feels like in portions of the hill country. Mold is on the low side. And we do have heat advisories in effect later on this afternoon up until 9 o'clock. So it is staying very hot later on in the evening when you get these temperatures that get up into the low hundreds. And that includes about the eastern 2/3 of our area. Obviously, even out in the hill country, even though it's not posted, they're still going to be very, very hot. You want to definitely take it easy. And also, we have a very high fire danger from San Antonio up 35, 10, 281 up into the hill country because of the winds picking up a little bit later on this afternoon, the very low relative humidity, and then, of course, the vegetation is just bone dry out there. So this is what it looks like today, 94 at noon. Only 3 away from the normal high already at noon, and then we top off at 103, and that is going to tie the record. And yeah, like Mark was talking about, you want to play the lottery, 103s, 104s, those are the numbers that are going to be coming up as you spin the roulette wheel over the next couple of days. Is there anything down the road starting to see any change in this pattern? We'll take a look ahead coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, been pretty easy on the road so far?
So far, but picking up as always, Mike, there at 90 at Meadow Creek. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide. You can see those eastbound lanes. It's pretty much bumper to bumper out over there. We tend to see those lanes get pretty crowded with folks as the morning commute does get rolling, but just be on the lookout as we see traffic coming right at us. Thankfully, I've not spotted any issues, but there were a few closures that slowed folks down. And don't forget about this one as we bring you right into town. I actually meant to bring that in as we get back to our map there. 35 southbound upper level at Brooklyn Avenue, still blocked off following a fire that occurred underneath the drainage system that's built underneath the bridge. This happened over a month ago, and still there's no estimated time as when we're going to see that actually reopen, but I'll keep a close eye on that. Now let's get you to some travel times. If you are making your way into the Alamo City this early in the morning, I-10 eastbound, the journey from Bernie should be about 24 minutes at this hour. 25 along 281 southbound if you are heading in from Bulverde, and it's not too awful from New Braunfels. 26 minutes along I-35 southbound. But back here, traffic's coming again right at your screen at 90 at Meadow Creek. There are more closures on the way, and I'll tell you where you can expect for the rest of your week coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. Police are investigating an early morning shooting on the city's north side that has sent one man to the hospital.
This happened in the woods of Chavano neighborhood on Rocky Pinewood Street. Our Sarah Costa is live out there on the scene. And Sarah, is this a domestic violence situation?
Well, that's exactly what police are trying to find out, Steph. They're trying to figure out who shot the man inside this home, whether or not the wife was involved, and what exactly led up to the shooting. This is still a very active scene, but I want to show you video from earlier this morning. So shortly after 4 a.m., police were called to the 1400 block of Rocky Pine Woods for a shooting. When they arrived, they found a husband and wife inside with their 4 children. The husband, a 37-year-old man, had a gunshot wound to his lower abdomen. He was taken to University Hospital. He is in stable condition. His wife is being detained by police for questioning, and 4 children are also detained by police who will soon be taken to CPS. They are ages 3, 5, 6, and 8. The children are safe. They are not injured. They were not in the room when the shooting took place. So at this time, police are not saying if this is a domestic dispute or a domestic violence situation, because police say both husband and wife are not cooperating with police. There were a couple of guns found inside the home. Police are saying they are still trying to locate which gun was actually used. So like I said, this is still a very active scene. There are several police units. Crime scene is still here. You can see the tape is still up. They are just trying to figure out exactly what happened. Now, from my understanding, the wife has already left the scene in a police unit taken downtown, a police station, for questioning. However, those 4 children, ages 3, 5, 6, and 8, are still on scene with police at this time. Live from the north side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sarah. A man is going to prison for 7 years after killing a 15-year-old girl in a hit-and-run crash 2 years ago. Miguel Barbosa accepted a plea deal in the case on Tuesday. Now, police say Barbosa hit Marisa Duran with his vehicle in February of 2021 on Medina Base Road, not far from Moon Valley. Duran died at the scene. During the sentencing, Barbosa broke down in tears as he apologized.
Topping your morning headlines, former President Donald Trump is being criminally charged in relation to alleged widespread efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. 4 federal felony charges accuse Trump of allegedly trying to subvert democracy in the United States and overturn the will of American voters. Prosecutors accuse the former president of spreading lies about election fraud.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6, 2021 was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. It was fueled by lies. Lies by the defendant targeted at obstructing a bedrock function of the U.S. government.
The indictment also accuses Trump and 6 co-conspirators of creating, quote, fraudulent slates of electors in 7 states. Those alleged co-conspirators have not been charged and are not named in the indictment. Trump is expected to appear in court tomorrow. Meanwhile, back to school is coming up fast, and the nationwide teacher shortage is getting worse.
As ABC's Andrea Fuji explains, some parts of the country are reporting the biggest staff shortages in years.
This morning, with some school districts just days away from welcoming students back to class, many are scrambling to fill vacant teaching positions.
We're facing an epidemic when it comes to a teacher shortage.
More than 40 states are suffering a severe teacher shortage. The reason? Teachers list low pay. A starting salary averages $40,000. Burnout from the pandemic, school violence, and lack of respect from students. In Louisiana, Jefferson Parish's public schools have more than 200 teacher vacancies. Los Angeles, more than 450 empty teacher spots. Data shows nearly half of public education employees who left their job last spring resigned. And 1 in 3 teachers say they're likely to quit in the next 2 years. Experts also say teachers are worried. There have been 23 school shootings that resulted in injuries or deaths so far this year, with some schools debating whether teachers should be armed.
Safety is automatically, just because of the current climate of our country, at the top of every educator's mind, of every parent's mind, of every administrator's mind, and I think of every student's mind. And if it's not, it should be.
To ease the shortage, some districts are now asking athletic coaches, retired teachers, and even school principals to help out in the classroom. Teachers cite another downside to the profession: no remote working options. To combat those drawbacks in recruiting new teachers, some communities are now offering 4-day school weeks. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, are you or your neighbors using too much water or watering on the wrong day?
The San Antonio Water System is considering a change to its watering rules and how it goes after customers who do not follow the rules. Right now, those who violate the watering rules can receive a municipal court citation. SAW says it has handed out over 3,000 citations since the beginning of the year. However, as Mayor Ron Nierenberg explained during our Case at Q&A last night at 6 o'clock, SAW could replace citations for a new charge on your bill.
One of those significant changes being, let's not go through a criminal process. Let's not go put it on the courts. Let's talk about it as a fine that could just go onto the SAW's bill. For the 10% folks or even less that actually go through this, it will be a much more efficient way of reminding folks about our need to conserve water, and it would be an easier way for everyone to handle the situation.
SAW tells us that a change could make things easier for customers who do not live in the city of San Antonio. It is still collecting public input, and its board is expected to vote on proposed changes within 6 to 8 months. A change would also require city council approval.
Time check, about 10 minutes past the hour, 79 degrees.
And still to come, we are getting a first look at NASA's upcoming streaming service, what you can expect coming up before 6:30.
And after the break, a new warning for people about phishing scams on the rise since the start of the COVID pandemic. A warning, signs to look out for, and what to do if you feel like you're being targeted.
Looking out there with live cam when you step outside this morning. Yes, it's going to feel warm, especially if you spent the whole night in very nice AC conditions, but 79 degrees for now. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's exactly 6:14. A text message that looks like it's coming from your bank, of course, maybe a scam.
Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union warning people about phishing scams and how they're becoming more common. According to the Federal Trade Commission, banking impersonation texts jumped within the first 6 months of the pandemic. Scammers will send the fake text claiming to be your bank, asking you to verify who you are through a link.
It's important to know that banks will never ask you to verify or sign in through text. If you have reason to believe your bank is attempting to reach you, consider contacting them directly by phone. If you believe you've received an unsolicited text message from RBFCU, they say you can send a screenshot of the text message to of the abuse to abuse@rbfcu.org.
And looking ahead, mark your calendars for this weekend. Spurs Sports and Entertainment hosting its second annual Back to School Bash at the AT&T Center on Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. Parents, students, and teachers are invited to the free event to get some school supplies for the new school year. You must register for the event, though. You can find that link on our website at ksat.com. And besides school supplies, there will also be health checks available and haircuts if you're interested. Last year's Back to School Bash helped 5,000 people in our area.
We've been watching Highway 90 at Medio Creek for a little while now, right, Stephen?
We have. There's a stalled vehicle out there in the eastbound lanes of 90 near Nogalitos. We don't have a shot of that, but just be on the lookout. Obviously, this shows you how busy it gets around this time. One of the busier spots in town as folks are making their way into the Alamo City. But thankfully, I'm not seeing anything unusual. No crashes that are being reported. And that's the same as we take you to our map. As you can see, it's just going to be pretty quiet. We still have a few closures out there. Some were unexpected, like that 35 southbound at Brooklyn Avenue. That's been there for over a month following a fire that caused some damage to the water drainage system there. But other than that, we have more planned closures on the way, like what's happening here along I-10 in Kendall County. If you've driven through that work, actually need to update this. This is actually going to carry us through the end of the work week, the latter half of it, that is the maintenance work. It starts around 9 this morning and should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. And again, this does take us all the way to the end of the work week. I'll update that information for you, but various main lane closures in both directions at Scenic Loop Road. And again, that is for the latter half of the work week, but scan this QR code. All the information is on our website, ksat.com/traffic. There's a lot to keep up with. We know we have closures along I-10. We have closures along 281, 35, and the big one to be on the lookout for this weekend is going to be 1604 again. Another full weekend closure planned. We're actually going to be talking to TxDOT a little bit more about that and what folks can prepare for a little bit later this week.
Okay, Steve, you know what I just noticed on social media? Ginger Z from Good Morning America included a KSAT text about the back-to-back hottest Julys here in San Antonio yesterday.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday because it was within half a degree, I think, of the average temperature between last July and this July.
Yeah.
Yeah, she popped that one up there.
Well, good morning to Ginger Z.
Yes.
Not necessarily the
Right.
Something we want to be known
the way you want to make it onto to GMA, but thank you very. You know, she and I worked at the same station.
Where? Which city?
In Flint, Michigan. Not the same time,
right?
But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Didn't know that.
Small world.
WEYI.
Taking us back in time.
Small little tiny station.
Well, about when was that? That
When
you were at Flint?
Mid 80s.
Mid 80s.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't even think she was probably born yet. But anyway, it is the full moon today, the full sturgeon moon, and it's also a supermoon. So the moon is at its closest point in its orbit, and then we get another full moon at the end of August. So that will be a blue moon. All right, here it is, the 6 to 10 day Climate Prediction Center outlook, and it's got us at about even odds or even chance of seeing normal precipitation in the second week of August, which not anything jumping off the charts, but one thing for sure, it is still going to be staying on the warm side in that period and then go in through the middle of August through the 16th. And again, about an even chance of seeing normal precipitation, which is not a lot this time of year. And even though it looks like not as strong of a threat of or chance of being on the warm side, we're still going to stay above normal. And this is right about the time we start to go on the downhill slide or the downhill side, I should say, of the normal or the hottest time of the year. So this is the peak right now, the historically hottest time of the year. All right, got a lot of clear skies right now. Gorgeous, gorgeous sunrise in store for us, and it's not going to be coming up for about another half hour, 35 minutes. 86 Canyon Lake, 85, that's what it feels like out there at the airport. And again, temperatures are going to be warming up through the 80s this morning and already mid 90s at noon. 103 ties the record today for the high temperature. Of course, nothing showing up on the satellite picture. And boy, it doesn't take much to figure out where the high pressure is. Right smack dab on top of us, and that clockwise rotation is keeping everything just away from us, and it's like a dome on top of us. And that's why not only does that dome just continue to push down, or the high push down in the atmosphere, but the dome then prevents anything from trying to pop up around here. And that's going to continue to be the case with temperatures that will stay close to records, tying or setting records each and every day the rest of the week, going through the weekend, actually a little bit hotter going into next week. Perhaps, and again, I say perhaps, by late next week, we start to see subtle changes in this overall pattern, but I think perhaps and subtle being the operative words in that sense.
Right, but any change would be awesome at this point.
Yeah, anything at all.
We'll take it. Thank you, Mike.
620, 79 degrees.
Just ahead, a Georgia mother out on bail after being arrested in the Bahamas, accused of conspiring to kill her husband. That's next in your GMA First Look.
Type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone. In my Ozempic Trizone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with the sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Trizone.
You may pay as little as $25.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details on the alleged murder plot in Paradise.
I want to thank me.
36-year-old Lindsay Shiver, posting frequently on social media, is out this morning on bail. Investigators say she, along with 2 other men, allegedly planned to murder her husband of 13 years, Robert Shiver, while on vacation in the Bahamas. Shiver frequently posting glimpses of their family's picture-perfect life on social media, many on vacation in the Bahamas. In 2020, Lindsay writing, "The key to a perfect marriage is having 2 imperfect people who refused to give up on each other. The couple met while in college at Auburn University, where Robert played football for the Tigers. And we'll have more on what Shiver could be facing coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
In your morning consumer headlines, NASA released a new trailer for its first on-demand streaming service called NASA Plus. The family-friendly service will feature the agency's live streams, collections of its original video series, and some new series just for streaming. NASA Plus will be free and it will not require a subscription. It's set to launch later this year.
Amazon Clinic is launching nationwide. The virtual health service allows users to connect with healthcare providers to treat common conditions like migraines and sinus infections. After filling out a questionnaire, customers can communicate over video or text message.
Nintendo's next generation gaming console could be released next year. Reports say it could feature a less expensive LCD Nintendo Switch. Sales have been suffering a drop off, but the console is still the third best selling gaming console of all time.
And a vintage Apple computer is on the auction block. The Apple I, the brand that launched the tech giant, is signed by co-founder Steve Wozniak. The computer was bought used in 1980 in Massachusetts. It is expected to fetch about $200,000 or more.
Time now 6:25 and 79 degrees for now.
Still ahead at 6:30, the new school year is coming up very fast, and that could lead to burnout for our educators. How teachers are working to avoid it, coming up.
And summer travel can be exciting and stressful for you and your kiddos. How you can make things easier for you and your family.
TransGuide locked in right now, 90 at Medio Creek. We'll check back in with Stephen Cavazos coming up in just a little bit. And Mike has your forecast and a bunch of triple digits across the board.
Come on, guys. Have a little respect. I don't think they'd like it if we'd go into their house and start knocking their crap over.
This morning on GMSA, vandalism, the last thing you want to see at your loved one's gravesite. How an East Side cemetery is dealing with it and what San Antonio police say they are doing about it.
And a man in Bandera County who was out on probation now facing murder charges. The latest in the case and what neighbors are saying.
And one of the prettiest sunrises we've seen in a little while out there. Absolutely gorgeous looking out near 410 and off to the east. Good morning, everybody. It is 6:30 on your Wednesday, August 2nd.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a good week so far. And it's kind of like birthday week on GMSA. Today is your birthday.
Thank you. Tomorrow is Mike's birthday as well.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Celebrate yours.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. 29 again?
29 again.
Happy 29th birthday.
Hold on, I'll be there in a second.
Nobody said there was going to be math today, so what are you getting for your birthday? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Surprise.
Hopefully it involves air conditioning. Anyway, it is hot out there already, or we should say it hasn't really cooled down that much. We are still at 80 now, about 4 degrees above the normal low temperature right now, which is the hottest. We're right now in the hottest period of the year historically. 97 and 76 are the normal high and low respectively. Dew points at 74. That's actually gone up slightly. So yeah, it's getting on the pretty humid side when you step outside here in town. So we've got mid upper 70s, low 80s. Humidity, which even there at Randolph, Port SA, 75, 76s. Yeah, it's getting to be a little more humid out there this morning. So we've got a heat index of 85, 86 Canyon Lake, and 85 over there at Castroville. Mold's on the low side. The updated count comes out in about an hour or so. And we do have heat advisories that are going into effect later on this afternoon up until 9 o'clock tonight. So it stays very hot all the way in through just after sunset, And then we also have a red flag warning, so a very high fire danger from San Antonio up 35 into the hill country, up 281 and 10. Low humidity, windier conditions, going to get breezy later on this afternoon. Of course, the vegetation is just bone dry out there. So warm and humid this morning. Like I said, 103, sunny. That is going to tie the record today. We did hit 102 yesterday, so just 1 degree shy of the record yesterday. We stay in the low hundreds. More records tied or broken the rest of the week, and then going into the weekend and even beyond that, actually a little bit hotter. We're looking at 104s through the weekend and to start off next week. Anything to change? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, what's going on?
We got a pretty sunrise over here too, Mike. 35 at Somerset. Drivers have a little bit of a treat, and so do we, from our courtesy our friends at TransGuide. Now, we've been keeping a close eye on a few spots here in town, and we see traffic is picking up, but for the most part, our morning has been quiet. We do have a few closures I've been talking about scattered in and around the Alamo City. That's always expected, but the good news is I'm not seeing any major slowdowns, maybe just a wee bit of congestion that is building up along US 90 eastbound if you're heading in from Castroville. We showed you that shot a little bit earlier where it looked like traffic is coming right at your screen, so be on the lookout for that as your morning commute does get moving. Now, the good news is if you didn't plan on hitting the roads and heading right here to the Alamo City, we're pretty much green across the board. Take a look at your travel times at this hour. No delays just yet, nothing out of the ordinary, but give it some time. That's expected to change, and we'll start to see some of that red creep in. But let's get it back here to this great shot at TransGuide 35 at Somerset. I'll have more updates for you coming up in the next few minutes. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Police are investigating a shooting involving a husband and wife that happened inside the home in the north side woods of Chavano neighborhood.
This happened just after 4 this morning in the 1400 block of Rocky Pine Wood Street. Sarah Costa is live on the scene. And Sarah, we understand children were inside the home when the shooting happened.
That's right. They were inside the home when the shooting happened. Police just cleared the scene. They were actually waiting on a couple of car seats so they could take those children ages 3, 5, 6, and 8. 4 children. They're now going to be in the custody of Child Protective Services as police are trying to figure out what exactly led up to this shooting. We want to show you video from earlier this morning when we first arrived shortly after 4 a.m. Now, police say they were called to the 1400 block of Rocky Pine Woods for a shooting. When they arrived, they found a husband and wife inside the home with their 4 children. The husband, a 37-year-old man, had a gun, shot wound to his lower abdomen. He was taken to University Hospital in stable condition. His wife is also being detained by police for questioning. She has since been transported to the police station where she's being questioned. And 4 children also being detained by police and being taken to CPS as we speak. Again, ages 3, 5, 6, and 8. Those children are safe. They are not injured. They were not in the room when that shooting took place. So at this time, police are not saying if this is a domestic dispute because both husband and wife are not cooperating with police. They are not giving police a lot of information. So at this time, police are trying to figure out exactly who shot the husband, if the wife is involved, and what led up to the shooting. Now, police say they did find multiple guns inside the house. They have not been able to locate exactly what gun was used. This is an ongoing investigation, so as we get more information, just stay with us on air and online, and we will update everyone. Live from the north side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sarah. A former Judson ISD teacher who was arrested last year for sharing child porn is facing new charges after a recent arrest. 27-year-old Mark Mallow was arrested again last month after Converse police say he was having inappropriate contact with someone he believed was a 14-year-old boy through social media.
Now, Mallow is charged with possession of child pornography, online solicitation of a minor, and violation of bond. Police say Mallow sent explicit photos and set up a time to meet with the person he thought was a child. And when he showed up to the meeting, police arrested him. He was out on bond from a 2022 arrest.
A Bandera County man on probation for aggravated assault is now being charged with 2 murders. Michael Novak is in jail on a $1 million bond. Bandera County Sheriff officials are tight-lipped about the investigation, though. And neighbors who live across the street from the home in the 8700 block of Wharton Dock Road say Novak was living there with his mother and her boyfriend. The 2 had not been seen in a few days, which was strange, according to neighbors. A memorial has been started for the couple who investigators have not identified.
They were just real good people. If you needed something, you could go and ask them. If they had it, they'd help, or they'd help you with anything.
Now, state records show that Novak has a criminal history, which includes drug possession.
Over on the east side, some who have tried to pay respects to their loved ones' graves have come across vandalism.
John Paul Barajas takes us to City Cemetery number 3 and spoke with people whose family members are buried there.
Sliced in half, pushed over, broken, and crosses ripped off. No matter where you look, there's a damaged headstone at City Cemetery number 3 on the east side.
These are supposed to be our loved family members, and trying to see this happen, this desecration.
Ruben Lozano says he came to pay his respects to his great-grandfather a week ago, expecting to see this as he did 3 months ago, but instead found the headstone toppled over.
He says, oh my gosh, look, yeah, it just kind of tugs at your heart.
Lozano often visits the cemetery to reminisce and remember his family's history. His great-grandfather was buried here in 1916, more than a century ago.
I showed a photo of this to my mom. She's 92, and she didn't start crying, but she was close to it.
Now his family wants to know why someone would cause this damage and how they were able to do it.
Knock something like this over, you either have to have several strong guys to do this, or a vehicle with a strap or something to pull it over.
By the look of it, whoever did this took their time going through the entire cemetery. And going forward, Lozano's hoping for a more secure gate and has this message to those responsible.
Come on, guys. Have a little respect. I don't think they'd like it if we'd go into their house and start knocking their crap over.
Now, Lozano did file a police report last night, so SAPD is now aware, and we contacted city officials as well as submitted pictures of the damages, so they are also looking into the issue. As for who's going to have to foot the bill, that's still not clear yet. But city officials also want to recommend any residents that see something like this to call 311 so they can be made aware as soon as possible. At City Hall, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
As we reach the halfway point of the week, people working for the Bexar County Sheriff's Office are getting pay raises. The raise is going to affect immediately. The average pay raise would be around 9%. Sheriff Javier Salazar says this decision allows the department to be competitive when it comes to recruitment and also the strict standards for what they expect. Starting salary for a patrol deputy goes from $58,000 to $61,000 a year. Detention officers will go from making $41,900 to an even $45,000. The Deputy Sheriff's Association of Bexar County did make some compromises. They gave up a 2.5% raise over the next 2 years, which was a part of the collective bargaining agreement. As we approach the first week of school, mental health experts are shedding light on something we're seeing here at home.
Teacher burnout is happening with teachers who teach kindergarten through the 12th grade, and the National Education Association looked into it and released a report. It says that burnout is affecting teachers and students. So local mental health experts say recognizing the signs and symptoms of burnout is a vital first step.
When you are working in a helping profession, which teachers are now in a helping profession, that burnout is something that will be experienced and will happen. And so I think acceptance of the fact that burnout is a thing and is going to occur is the best place to start, right?
Mental health experts say providing the necessary resources and support to educators is vital to maintaining a vibrant educational system.
Time check, 6:40, 79 degrees.
Just ahead, summer travel can be exciting and stressful, especially with younger children. How you can make the most of your trip in just moments.
6:43, traveling with kids can be intimidating, but there are some simple things you can do to help make the trip a little easier.
Laura Fletcher with Salah Fertility says the number one thing you can do to prepare your kids for any trip is to be transparent.
Showing them videos of airplane travel, car travel, whatever it may be, can really help lessen the anxiety that a child may feel around it.
While traveling, Fletcher recommends having plenty of snacks, toys, and entertainment to keep your kids busy. If you're flying, she also recommends giving them a vitamin C lollipop. This can also help with their ears popping during the flight.
If you suck those during takeoff and landing, it helps mitigate that pop. It helps kind of decrease the pressure in the ear canal.
It is important to remember that kiddos, especially infants, react to your energy. So if you're stressed, they will be stressed. That's why it's so important to try your best to stay calm. We're going to have these tips and more posted later this morning on our website at ksat.com.
6:44.
Let's go ahead and check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
Not been a bad morning for a Wednesday and for Mark's birthday. Thankfully, looks like drivers are giving us a treat here as well. Not spotting any issues out there. There's 35 at Somerset. We're seeing that traffic's just picking up a little bit, and that's always expected as we get closer to that morning rush hour. And as I take you to our map, looks like we are seeing just maybe a few of that congestion spots creeping in. A crash may have popped up off of the main lanes along 35 out there on the northeast side, as you can see on our map. I'll take a closer look and see how that could impact your commute. Hopefully everyone's okay, but again, the good news is that is not impacting the main lanes along I-35. Just watch out if you have to travel through that area. And here's that information I mentioned earlier along I-10. We're actually going to see sod placement continue to the end of the work week. This started on Monday and should wrap on Friday, August 4th. The work also starts at 9 in the morning and hopefully will wrap at 3 in the afternoon. Single lane closures on the frontage road, both directions from State Highway 46 to Scenic Loop Road. So just always watch out there if you have to travel along I-10 at any point during that time. But as we have the cameras back on TransGuide, looks like 410 at Jackson Keller. People are off. They're moving. Thankfully, no issues that would slow them down.
Thankfully. Thanks, Stephen.
Good news. Good news on your birthday.
That is good news.
Yeah. And we wish you had cooler weather on your birthday as well.
We don't.
No, but we'll
Unfortunately.
just sing to you instead. How's that?
Look at the pictures.
Thought we were
going to start on his birthday. He is a fisherman.
Wow, what a great
And that's
catch.
no fish story, and loves to cook brisket and has taken that on now. And
you guys are rating my Facebook page. Big time. Wow, that's an old one. That's back during
it's a classic.
This bicentennial.
Hey,
look at this.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Caitlin, our producer, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Mark, you may want to open this at some point, though.
Happy
it says
birthday,
Mark.
Matthew.
No.
Matthew.
Well, it was discounted that way. Just kidding. Just kidding. It has your name on it.
Thank you very much, guys.
Are you going to take a big bite of it?
So we can see without the plastic on it.
Yeah. How do you open
Well, remember, they're locked up these days. So.
And they make a lot of noise. You can never break into the cakes
Yeah.
there because, it pulls off and makes a lot of noise.
There you go.
Right.
Sneak into it, I should
You
say.
got,
so.
okay, let's just
Get
move
it?
all the...
Get it?
Yeah, this will pop off.
There you go.
Okay, so are you going to take a good chunk and bite out of that?
You want me to?
Yeah,
do
go for
it.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, it's your cake.
I wasn't ready with the camera.
Yay! All right, there you go.
Tiny little bite. Oh my
do this at home.
goodness. Don't do that.
Kids, no.
You have to finish the newscast that way.
Yes. No, we'll get you a napkin here.
My coaster joins us with weather now.
Take a look at this picture. This is going to hopefully cool you off just a little bit. Old enough to know better and old enough to do what you want to do, right?
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of sugar.
You're good for the rest of the day.
This one reminds me of Halloween. I love that nice orange glow, and that's what it's going to be looking like later on tonight when the moon rises again, just as the sun is going down. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, the number of 100-degree days. Last year, we were already up to 52. Today, or this year, I should say, we are about 16 behind that, but last year then we only had 6 more days in early August where we hit triple-digit temperatures, but we've got a lot more forecast this year, and that's not a good sign. And there have been a couple of recent years where all throughout the month of August we had triple-digit days, so not saying that's going to happen, but we're not done yet. 85 is what it feels like out there at the airport right now, 86 at Canyon Lake. And throughout the day, of course, we are going to make it up through the 80s this morning here in town, and then 94 already at noon, 103. That's going to tie the record today, and we are looking at triple-digit records, daily records throughout the rest of the week as well as the weekend. Quick check on the tropics, and this a couple of days ago, this batch of clouds, Hurricane Center saying, yeah, it looks pretty good for development, and then it's been dropping down and down and down, and now Hurricane Center saying it's probably not going to develop into anything, and if anything, it just moves off into the North Atlantic, and maybe another little spot there coming off the coast of Africa, but that's it as of right now. Of course, we are 2 months into the tropical season, and we've still got 4 months to go, and of course, the peak of the season comes during September. So even though things, don't get a false sense of security right now, because things are definitely going to start to get more active as time goes on. All right. Back here at home, that high is sitting basically right on top of us. That's what's pushing down in the atmosphere. It kind of moves in a little bit closer, and so that's why we are actually going to be warming up by a degree or so going into the weekend and even the first part of next week. And again, this thing really does not change at all. However, by next week, it does start to work its way off to the west slightly, and the hope being that as it moves a little further off to the west, we would get into more of a northwesterly flow around that high, and that would hopefully give us a bit of a break in this weather. Temperatures may drop down a degree or two by late next week. Again, between now and then, nothing's going to be changing. We'll still stay very, very hot and humid, and or humid in the morning, drier in the afternoon, and close to records each and every day. You got it all off.
I did, but the red frosting is stained my chin, and it's up my nose. So I don't know if that went well or not.
No, you look good.
But thank you.
Do you need a tissue?
No, I'm good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I just spent how long was your weathercast? 3 minutes?
2.5, 3.
I was at the sink for 3 minutes. 6:50, 79 degrees.
And important news if you're trying to get pregnant. Tomorrow on GMSA, why the foods you eat could be having a big impact.
Thank you guys for the cake. Tomorrow we celebrate Mike Ostrage. And again, thanks to all the GMSA viewers that are writing on my social media this morning. Thank you for the birthday wishes. You make a guy very humble.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're following the story that you've been covering. Former President Donald Trump indicted on felony charges for trying to overturn the 2020 election. The former president is due in court tomorrow. We're going to tell you what's next and what it means for the 2024 race. We've got team coverage. Also, an inspiring small business big impact story. A Texas restaurant owner with a mission to help young people at risk. We're going to have those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
Right now at KSAT.com, here's something that will grab Spurs fans' attention. The team is auctioning autographed items from 3 Alamo City legends to commemorate their enshrinement into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame.
So those autographed items are from Tony Parker, Greg Popovich, and Becky Hammon. The auction opened last night, right at the start of the night beat. So for more information on the items that are up for sale, you can look for the article on our website at KSAT.com.
Looking ahead, City Council District 10 will host their annual Back to School Backpack and Supply Giveaway. The event is Saturday from 9 to noon at Blessed Angels Community Center on Nacogdoches Road. Free backpacks, school supplies, diapers, and food will be provided throughout the day while supplies last. We have more information on our website at KSAT.com.
And some of these TransGuide shots looks like things are moving. Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos.
I've had a good day over here, and I know a lot of drivers can expect to see some quiet roadways, but maybe just a little bit more of that activity out there. We know closures are always expected, and that could likely slow you down, and I'm going to have my eyes on that throughout the morning. But as we give you a look around town, there's 37 at Loop 410. If your commute takes you right through there, shouldn't be too much of a problem, but watch out. We still have that closure there, 35 Southman upper level at Brooklyn. That remains closed off, but this great shot at 35 at Somerset, that's where we'll end it. Mike, I know it's going to heat up a little bit later this morning.
Yes, indeed. And heat up very quickly throughout the morning. Got a lot of clear skies right now, maybe 1 or 2 clouds out there. 80 degrees at the airport, still 4 above normal right now, 81 at Canyon Lake. We do have heat advisories later on this afternoon up until 9 o'clock. Also, red flag warnings from San Antonio, up 35, up 10. And that's because the wind is going to be picking up later on today. We've got very dry air coming in here, very low humidity, and of course the vegetation is just crispy. And 94 at noon, 103 high temperature is going to tie the record, and we stay very hot into next week.
Very good.
Happy birthday.
Enjoy your day. Have a good day, guys.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you back at 9.